What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity on the HermitCraft server. So guys, I've been doing a little bit of stuff off camera. Let's go ahead and fast sneak over there. By a little bit of stuff off camera, I mean I've done a lot of stuff off camera. Some of it might be crazy, but I think it's pretty awesome as well. So, you guys ready for the big reveal? You want to see what I've done? Let's check it out. Boom! So we got a bunch of turbines hooked up over here. Well, they're just framed out, really. This is my idea for what I want to do with all of our turbines. We don't have the materials to actually make all of these. I think eventually there's going to be a total of 15 of those guys. I didn't frame out those two behind me. I just got lazy. But we framed out the rest of them. So yeah, we're going to have a total of 15 of these turbines eventually. Right now we got 4 of them that are hooked up and work. Yeah, we need to get a reason to have all these turbines hooked up before I decide to actually make them, because otherwise it's just kind of silly. Like, way overkill just to run our small applied energetic system, right? So, we're going to leave these kind of just framed out for now until we have a need for those power, and I get a chance to actually write a computer program to control these turbines. Right now, I've set up a computer program. Let's head down here. I've set up a computer program for the Big Reactor that kind of works pretty well, but it's not complete just yet. But I want to show you guys what I've done and what it's looking like so far, so let's check this out. So I've upgraded to the advanced computer right here, the golden one. Normally I've used only the regulars, but yeah, we've got the advanced computer. That guy will allow us to click our mouse into the code and move the cursor around. It's just a little bit easier to use. And it's all also like highlights some of the text. Anyway, so we have a computer here. And if I type power, this eventually will start up automatically. Since I don't have this thing 100% yet, I'm just leaving it a manual thing. So it says, hey, we don't have a monitor here. Just letting you know that. And then I'll show all the information on this screen. I do got a little bit of debug information here just for like when I'm messing around with this and trying to get it to work. But what's pretty cool is we can turn that off. Now, if I were to take some of these monitors, just stick those, I don't know, something like this, and start the program, all that information gets displayed over here. Doesn't matter the size of the monitor, it'll all be displayed over here. So we don't actually have to click into the computer. We can see that stuff right here. So another thing that's also pretty cool about this, let's go ahead and remove that. Place these blocks. We can use these wired modems if we wanted to. Still connect to this monitor, but not have it right next to this computer. So we can go ahead and place those modems here, a little bit of cable. Just gotta right click these guys to make them a part of the network. And let's go ahead and stop the program and restart it. Now I've found the monitor remotely, and there's all of our information still. You can see it's updating and all of this stuff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Another thing, we can remove the computer completely. If we don't want it sticking out right there, we can put the computer, I don't know, like over here or something if we wanted to. Let's just stick it right here, just to make it easier. So you can put a modem on that guy, a modem on this guy, connect them up, like this. Right click these guys, so they're all connected now. And if we do power, it found the monitor, it found the reactor, and everything is still working. So this is great. One of the problems I have when I share my code with people is a lot of the times I write the programs for exactly what I'm doing. So it'll only work if you put it in the same exact setup. This way, no matter how you set up your screen or your computer, whatever, everything should just work. So that's kind of what's been taking a lot of my time, figuring out how to get all these different connections to work and things like that. Also, I think if we do this, disconnect everything, we just type power, it'll say error, no computer port detected, no monitor detected, and I think the program just quits or something. Yeah, it's got an error here, but basically it tells you, hey, there's a problem, so you know what's going on. So let's go ahead and get rid of this thing. So the biggest part of this program, why I even made this thing in the first place, I want to have the computer automatically detect how hot the reactor is Like if we have more turbines, it's going to require more steam, which is going to cool down. So we need to put the control rods down in further or whatever. So I want this all regulated by the computer. So what this will do is it will show us a control rod level, and the reactor is deactivated right now. That's why it's so cold. But if the temperature of the core gets above 1,000 degrees, it'll start removing the control rods and lowering the temperature. If it gets below like 900 degrees, it'll start inserting the control rods a little more and make everything warmer, but does it all automatically. So if we were to take this, for instance, by the way, I know you guys told me in the comments, it says right there on the tooltip, control will change all the rods. But what I was talking about is I don't want to have to constantly change all of these all the time to make sure that we're at the right temperatures and all this stuff. But anyway, if we take this, let's just bump it up to like 67%. That'll make this reactor way too hot for what we have, okay? So if we turn the reactor on, everything will warm up and the computer program will start doing its thing. So I'll turn this on. I'll come back over here real quick. And we can see the temperature is rising. And as it's rising, our control rod level here should start changing. Now it's too hot. It's like, hey, we need to start pulling those control rods out. So this number gets higher and higher. The lower the control rod number, the hotter it is. The higher the control rod number, the cooler it gets. So this program will eventually even this out. So it'll get up, or it'll remove the control rods too much, so it'll cool down below 1,000. And then I'll try and regulate it, so it'll bring it back up to 1,000, and it'll fluctuate up and down a little bit, but eventually it'll even out. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. Yeah, we'll just do like maybe a quick montage, or I don't know, I might fast forward it or something. But yeah, let's just check this out and watch the computer program do its thing. Alright guys, so at this point, the program, when it gets below 1,000, it'll put the control rod level at 87. When it gets up above 1,050, it'll put the control rod level at 88, and it'll drop back down, and it'll just kind of bounce back and forth at 1,000 degrees between 87 and 88. So, it takes a little bit of time for it to get to this point, but it will eventually level out. It will figure out, hey, what is the best control rod level to keep us between 1,050 and 950, I think is what I have this thing set at. So that should keep our fuel reactivity and our fuel usage in check. And all of that stuff should be at about where we need it to be to keep our steam going and our turbines going. So our turbines are now spun up here. Are these engaged? Yeah, the coils are engaged. We're going about 12,000. These should all be about the same, actually. I think, unless these are not engaged here. No, those are engaged. And those are. So yeah, we're on about 1,200 RPM on all these guys. They are making power. They're spinning up. They're happy. We're putting power into our energy core here. Look, we're at 7 billion RF, which is crazy. So yeah, this program I am probably going to upload to Pastebin. There will probably be a link in the description down below, and I will be modifying this and changing it and updating it. So by the time you get it, it might not be exactly the same, but I'm going to try and keep it so, you know, no matter how you have your monitor and your computer hooked up, things should just work. But this is only made to work with a passively cooled reactor or an actively cooled reactor, whatever this is. I don't know, whatever. This program probably won't work too well with the regular types of reactors that are not making steam, since those you want probably at the highest setting so you can make as much power. Well, I don't know. I guess it just depends on how you have your stuff set up. But yeah, this should be working pretty good. It should keep our turbines spinning, should be making power, and keep our fuel uses in check. Another thing I want to do with that program, though, is I want to have computers over here on our turbines. I have some computer ports here, and I want a computer up here relaying information from our turbines like when we get to about the 900 range, it'll engage the coils, or if it gets up to 1800, it'll engage the coils, and so on and so forth. So these things can spin up faster, and then they'll be making the maximum amount of power or whatever. So I'll be making computer programs for that. Eventually, what I want to have happen here is we'll have like a pair of turbines, each having its own 3 tesseracts, each having its own computer. Yeah, and all of that should work out. So these these tesseracts here, we got one that is putting steam in, we got one that's sending the power out on a channel, and another one that's sending the reactor water back. So this is set up as a closed system here. We don't have any water being pumped into the system. It's just the water is being made from those the turbines and sent through the tesseracts are coming back over here, and the steam is being sent out on these tesseracts. So yeah, this is pretty cool. But the last thing I need to do is get the yellorium automatically stocked up over here, and then when we run out, we need to have plutonium pumped back in. And I need to find a permanent location for the cyanite reprocessor, which we might set up back here against this back wall or something. I haven't quite decided just yet. We also have like some spaces over here. This might be a good location for our monitors that'll tell us information about the reactor. I mean, we got all this space back here not doing anything. So yeah, we might stick our information monitors back here about the reactor. I would like to have something up here that's displaying how much power is in the energy core, although we can walk up to it and just see the tooltip. It would be kind of nice to have, like, I don't know, a percent bar or something. It's like, hey, we're at 20%, and you can kind of see that from back here. Be like, oh, we got that much power in there or whatever, and I'll fill up to 100%. I mean, things like that are stuff that I want to work on and get going here. That was one of the main things I wanted for this base, is to have like computer panels and information displays and things like that everywhere. I mean, we are doing a futuristic build. Okay, I think I'm going to turn off the turbine, or I'm sorry, turn off the reactor. We really don't need any power right now. This is holding 7 billion RF, way more than what we need at this point. Our base will probably run for a month at least without any additional power being sent to that, because the only thing we're using right now is just our applied energistics system. So what I want to do, other than what we've just done, what I've been doing off camera, I want to start working on some of these other rooms. I want to start getting some of the other mods going. I want to have, like, you know, a room specific for, I don't know, blood magic, and one for thaumcraft, and one for Britannia, and all of that stuff. I'm trying to decide where we want our different things. Do we have our magic mods over here, or do we have them on this side? And then we also need like a spot for growable stuff, like our tree farms and bees and all of that stuff. I'm kind of thinking this side over here we will set up for magic. So what I might end up doing is setting up a room real quick for like some blood magic stuff. I want to check out that mod again. It's been a while since I've used it. I did check it out a little bit in, what was it, Agrarian Skies? Yeah, it's a pretty cool mod. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a cut. I'm going to build out a little platform here, and we'll start getting to the very basics of blood magic. And then I'll figure out what we're going to do for the actual design of the room, probably later on. All right, guys, let's go ahead and make a cut, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I've done a little bit of building here. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. I actually put off these little passages that'll lead off into different areas. I built all 3 of those for the 3 different places, and then I just built a small little platform here. Nothing special, just a small area to work. This will eventually be our blood magic area, and I'll expand it out as we need more room. I didn't really want to make a huge area and then be like, okay, how do we fill this in? And then, you know, I think it's better to expand as we need it, and that's just a little starting area. I do eventually want to keep the same clean futuristic theme for this room, but I do want to have stuff in here that's going to say, hey, this is obviously blood magic. So we might have, I don't know, pillars of blood, or I really don't know what the design of this room will be, but I do want it to be like a magic theme while still maintaining, you know, the white walls and the clean floor and all of that stuff. So we'll figure that out eventually, but I do want to make it look cool. I just don't know how I'm going to do that just yet. Yeah, I like this room. We're not going to make it look like this, but yeah, we're going to definitely do something similar. So anyway, we need to do some stuff for blood magic. If we're going to get started, the very first thing we need to do is make a blood altar, and that requires some stone, a furnace, some diamond, and gold ingots, and we don't have a furnace. All right, so we'll just make one of those real quick if I can click the right thing. And there we go, furnace and the blood altar. Perfect. Okay, very simple to do. Let's go ahead and put away some of these building blocks. We don't really need that stuff on us. And the builder's guide. And the carpenter's witch slopes. Okay, so we have the blood altar. That's like the very first thing you need to build in blood magic, but then we need a way to actually get blood in the blood altar so we can do stuff. That's pretty much the only thing that you need for blood magic is stuff in the blood altar to actually do stuff. So in order to get blood in there, I think we need to make a sacrificial orb. I'm pretty sure there was like a sacrificial dagger or something before that would do the same thing, but I was looking through all the different items in here, and I believe the very first starting item you need to get going is the sacrificial orb. So a very easy recipe. 5 glass, gold, iron. We got all the materials ready to go. Perfect. So we need to put our blood altar down, and we need to start doing some stuff. The sacrificial orb will actually start using our health. I think it might be a good idea. Did I not click on that? Let's do something. Let's make a beacon. A beacon. We should have 1 nether star left. That'll be our last one. Okay, no more nether stars. We have to fight withers to get more. We'll have a beacon. I think we got enough blocks here for a beacon base. I don't know. We might be a little short. But I think what we should do... Oh, you know what? No, we're fine, we need to set up a beacon over here that has regeneration on it. So, well, this is all kind of temporary stuff until I figure out the layout for the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, we'll get this beacon base going real quick. In fact, I can probably just use my builder's wand to do this quicker, maybe. Let's see, we want it right there, and we want it right there. We'll fill that in, and fill that in. There we go, perfect. Yep, too bad you can't do this kind of stuff in vanilla. That would be a lot easier to build beacons and stuff. Oh, you know what? That's not gonna work. I don't know why that's so weird that it did it like this. That's like the weirdest positioning for this. All right, we'll do that. Let's just do it off that side. Yep, and right there, and then we need to do one more in the center. Perfect. Okay, so now we can put our beacon down. Nice. Oh, we need to get 1 iron ingot. What do we want to give ourselves over here? I guess we're probably going to want regeneration for 1. And speed, resistance. I don't know why this is all darkened like that. That's kind of weird. We definitely want regeneration and maybe resistance. Haste. Speed. I don't know. We're already pretty fast. I don't think we need speed. Let's give ourselves resistance. Maybe that'll help out with the sacrificial orb. I really don't know. So we'll go ahead and click done. Yeah, we got regeneration and resistance. Perfect. Okay, so we got that settled. Let's go ahead and put down our blood altar. That's the center. Guess we'll stick it right there. All right, so the next thing we need to do is eat a little food. It looks like we're hungry. Aha. So sacrificial orb. Let's go ahead and just right click this. How's our health doing? Are we regenning quick enough? We're regenning all right. So I guess we can just spam this a little bit. We don't want to kill ourselves, so let's not do that. Regeneration will make our health heal up decently quick, maybe. That's going kind of slow, isn't it? All right. Well, it's faster than just letting our health regenerate normally. So we got a little bit of blood in there. I think, what was the next thing we need to do? Blood magic. So we have that done. Let's see. Now we could do something like a dagger, a sacrifice, which I believe you can use to kill things, and that'll put blood in the blood altar. So that might be the next thing we need. Let's see, what does this do? We need a tier 2 in order to do that, so we can't do that just yet. We need 3,000 LP. Oh, you know what? We probably need to make the weak blood orb, don't we? So that's a tier 1. We need 2,000 LP to do that, and a diamond. So let's go grab ourselves a diamond real quick. Zoop on over here. Yeah, eventually, like I said, we won't have those fast shortcuts around here. We'll have everything like enclosed, and it'll be looking like it's an actual base or whatever. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have this open anymore. At some point, we'll have like a roof on this, or I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something, and then these shortcuts won't exist, but that's sometime in the future. So our health is back. Let's go ahead and use this a little bit more. Just make sure we got plenty of blood in our blood altar, something like that, and we'll stick the diamond in there. So that's going to use 2,000 LP from our network. I think we should have enough in there. Pretty sure we do. That'll turn into a weak blood orb, and then we can charge that thing up and use that for some stuff. Okay, so let me go ahead and wait for this thing to complete, and I will find out what the next step is after that. So I'll see you guys in just a minute. Alright guys, well it didn't take too long. So our diamond went ahead and turned it into this guy here. Oh, did I do it right? Okay, there we go. So that's a weak blood orb. So we need to click this, and that'll bind it to ourselves. And I believe we don't have to use the sacrificial orb anymore. We can just right click on this weak blood orb. Oh, you know what that does actually? That puts blood into our blood network. It doesn't put it into the altar. So I do believe we still have to use this thing to fill up our blood altar. Which we're gonna want to do. So let's go ahead and just put a little bit more in here. I don't know, it looks like that might be full right now, so let's stop doing that. So the next thing we need to do is we need to upgrade our blood altar to a tier 2. So in order to do that, we're gonna need some blood runes. So we can do this with a blank slate is stone in there, use 1,000 LP, and that'll give us a blank slate. We can also upgrade to the next tier. Where is it? Next tier. Blood orb. Here we go. So weak blood orb is what we just made. We can make the tier 2, which requires 5,000 LP to make that. I think we could have made this straight away. I don't know if there was a reason to do the tier 1, to be honest. But yeah, we have the weak one. So we can make the apprentice blood orb. Oh no, okay, wait. No, I'm sorry. We need a tier 2 blood altar to do that. So we did have to make this for the tier 1. In order to make this one we need a tier 2 altar, so we do have to make these blood runes. Right. Okay, so I got it. It's been a little while since I've done blood magic, so yeah, just cut me a little slack, guys. So we need to make these blank slates. So we need a total of, I think, 8 of these blood runes. So we're going to need 16 blank slates. So yeah, that's going to be a little bit of time. So we just going to throw in a piece of stone and let that do its thing. Shouldn't take too long. Just needs 1,000 LP. So yep, once that converts, I'll go ahead and pull it out and put the next stone in. Keep filling up the blood altar as we go. Should do that right now, actually, while my health is full, and then I'll recharge. So I need an empty hand, right? Empty hand, that in. All right, good. So I'll keep doing this. Let me get 16 of these blank slates, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. So we went ahead and we made the blood runes. So the next thing we need to do, let's go ahead and just pull up our little blood altar here. I'm going to place down a piece of stone just to place the altar on top of. Boop. Okay, so now we have blood runes. Whoops. Gimme. So if we place the runes around like this, I do believe that upgrades it to a tier 2. If I remember correctly, it doesn't say on the tooltip, I don't believe. No. There's really no way of telling, except for, where is it? I'll never be able to find this thing again. Here it is, Divination Sigil. So this way you can see like what tier your blood altar is, how much blood is in it, things like this. So in order to make that, we need some glass, a blank slate, and I believe the weak blood orb works. So we have all of that, but we don't have the glass on us. Let's go over here and craft that. Whoops. Let's craft that real quick. That'll help us do blood magic a lot easier and find out all the different things we need to know. Okay, so I just lost it. Where is it? Is it here? I feel like these things keep moving around on me. Like one time I can find the Divination Sigil, and another time I can't find it. Where did it go? Is it on the next page? Nope. It was next to a bunch of these crayons. Here it is, right here. Found it. So, ooh, that's cool. Eldritch Blood Orb. Ah, Forbidden Magic. Interesting. So we might have to get into that at some time. Warping 5. Huh. I don't know. So yeah, we'll go and make that. Divination Sigil. Great. Oop, I'm going to want this stuff. That guy, at least. I didn't shift click into my inventory. Went into my ME system. Awesome. So now we have this. Ooh. So while I'm holding this thing, is it only while I'm holding that? Yes. While I'm holding this, there's a little icon up here in the upper left-hand corner. That's new since the last time I have used blood magic. Okay, so if we click this up in the air, it says we have 600 LP in our network. If we click it on the blood altar, it says there's no LP in there, but it is a tier 2 and it can hold 10,000 LP. Awesome. This is the information we need to know. So we need to do this a little bit more, and we need to put an emerald in there. Ooh. Now clicking on this thing. So this has 3840. Yeah, actually a little bit of that drains into like a reserve tank. That'll stop going down here in a little bit. We need to fill that up so we got at least 5,000 LP in there. We can turn our emerald into the next tier, the blood orb. So let me go ahead, wait for my health to regenerate. I guess eating some food might help that go a little bit faster. Yeah, let me wait for that to happen. We will turn our orb into, or I'm sorry, our emerald into the next orb, and we'll continue on from there. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, guys. So I set up kind of a basic, it's kind of semi-automatic processing here. So I have to keep manually filling up the blood altar with my blood by using this, or I guess life essence or whatever they call it. So doing that increases the life essence in the blood altar. What I have set up here is just an item duct with a reinforced servo set to ignore it on the redstone signal, so it's constantly doing stuff, and it is looking for blank slates. So what I can do is take a piece of stone, just stick it in there, and when it's done, this will pull it straight out. It kind of felt like when I left those items in there, they were turning into the reinforced slate, like I'd go to the next tier and just keep processing that. If you put the blank slate in the blood altar, it takes 2,000 LP, and then it turns into these reinforced slates. I made one accidentally, and then I made 3 on purpose. But yeah, so the filter here I just have set up for a blank slate. Now if I wanted to make reinforced slates, same kind of process. I just swap that out like that, so it's only going to pull out reinforced slates. And if I take one of my blank slates, let's go ahead and drop that guy right in there. It'll use 2,000 LP from the blood altar, and when that it has turned into a reinforced slate, it'll get pulled out and put into this chest. So yeah, that's pretty cool, pretty good stuff here. Let's go ahead and fill this up just a little bit more. Haven't killed myself yet. I expect I will kill myself with this blood orb at some point in the future, and there it goes. Okay, so now we get 5 of those things. So what I want to do is I want to upgrade this to a tier 2. In order to do that, we need to put another ring of these runes around. I believe it has to be, oh my goodness, I think it has to be right here at the floor level. So we'll probably raise this up once again, but yeah, we need to put another ring around. You can see that this is going to start taking up space. I think it requires 20 runes, something like that. Anyway, we need to put another ring around. We need to raise the altar up another level. And this beacon's going to start getting in the way. So we can either move the beacon or we can push the blood altar forward this way and expand the room. We might do that. I was also looking, there's also these other special runes. You can have a speed rune where you can make the altar go faster. There's an efficiency rune, which it does not look like there's a recipe for whatever reason. It might be disabled, I don't know. Rune of sacrifice. This increases the amount of blood that is created, or life essence that goes into the blood altar when you sacrifice like a mob or an animal or whatever nearby. And finally, there's a rune of self-sacrifice, and this increases the amount of LP that goes in your blood altar when you use, for instance, the sacrificial orb. So I think I want to make some of these guys. Rune of self-sacrifice. They're not super expensive. They require some stone and some glowstone. And then these reinforced slates. So we have enough to make 2 of those. Let's go ahead and take those, and we will go make 2 runes of self-sacrifice. And in fact, I need to grab those other blank slates because we have to make the other runes. Okay, so let's come in here real quick and whoop. We'll do this guy. We'll make one of those. We'll make 2 of those. So we can put more LP in the network. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Then we'll just make some of these regular guys. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that. I think that'll make... Yeah, that's enough. That's probably too many, really. Let's grab this guy back out. I don't know if we're going to ever use these blood runes later on. I think there's a way that you can craft them into other things. I was looking at some of these other runes. Let's see. Oh my goodness, those hobgoblins are getting on my nerves. They're driving me crazy. Yeah, like a speed rune, for instance, does require a regular blood rune, which we've already crafted. Some of these other ones do not. Ritual stone. I don't know. We might be able to uncraft them or something later. But I think we got enough stuff here. Yeah, I think we got enough stuff where we can upgrade this to a tier 2. So I think the first thing I want to do... Oh, by the way, we made the apprentice blood orb. And I click that, and it's now attached to me. Yeah, it says current owner Hypnotizd. What I want to do, I want to stick that in here, and that's going to draw out all the blood that's in the table and put that into my LP network. Otherwise, I'd just be throwing all of that away because we're going to break this and move it up another block. So, yep, that's going to go ahead and happen. So let me go ahead and wait for that to finish up. I'm going to turn this into a tier 2, and we'll be right back. Did I say tier 2? I meant tier 3. Yeah, that's it. That's what I meant. All right, let me do that, and we'll be back, guys. Alright guys, so we got the tier 3 altar going here. That was pretty quick to get to this point. Now I realize I made a derp. I made Rune of Sacrifice instead of Rune of Self-Sacrifice. These are the ones we need to get more LP for clicking like the sacrificial orb. These guys over here, the Rune of Sacrifice, will give us more points when we kill mobs and stuff. So yeah, we're going to have to hook up something to get LP in this blood altar a little bit quicker. I know a few ways of doing that. We'll probably look at that next episode. We're pretty much out of time for today. We got a lot of stuff done today. Started messing around with this blood magic. If you guys got ideas for room designs, yeah, go ahead and tweet them at me or whatever. I definitely am open to suggestions for what we should do for this room. But yeah. Pretty happy with the blood magic, pretty happy with the way our power storage engine room is going on right now. I really need to get a way to get these guys out of here. These the hobgoblins are taking over the place, and if I don't keep them in check, they just spawn everywhere. Quite annoying. I actually know that there's an item. Let's see, what is this thing? It's in Ender IO. I think it's this guy right here. Aversion Obelisk. This will actually prevent hobgoblins from spawning if we give them a hobgoblin, I think. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at that. I know it takes a bit of power, but it will prevent these guys from spawning. So I'll probably be placing those around the base in strategic locations to prevent these guys from overtaking the place. Alright guys, that's it for this episode of Feed the Beast Infinity. I hope you guys did like it. I know we did a little bit of computer stuff and some people don't really like that, but you know, it's what I like doing, so we are doing it. Deal with it. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.